Kitsune Café by Pal and Ash on AO3. Episode 3. Chapter 3. Enter Limelight. Oni-chan, wake up! Eri shouted at me and shook me. I pulled my hand away and buried my arm with a green flame. I shot up with my new energy. Okay, I'm up. I looked up the clock and saw the time. 5:30. Normally I'd open the shop at 5:30. Wait with Eri till Koda and Sosake showed up. They'd go to school, and I'd start making cookies. Then the day would go on like any other coffee shop. I put on some jeans and a t-shirt and began to make our breakfast. I made pancakes and put them on our plates. You know what today is, right? I asked. No. It's Friday, I told her. I always gave Eri cookies on Friday because it was the day that she and Koda went to his house. Oh yeah! I can't believe I forgot. She scolded herself. It's okay. Just finish your pancakes and we could make some more cookies. We walked down to the baking room and I woke up all the cats. Eri fed them as I took out all the things for making cookies. We began to mess around a bit and made the cookies. Sasaki and Koda showed up. Bye, Eri! I shouted as the door closed. I turned the sign to open the store and made myself a hot chocolate. I began to clean a bit, since I forgot to do so yesterday. I sat down beside my counter waiting for my first customer. The first people in were Eraserhead, Present Mike, and their child. Welcome back. Same as yesterday? I asked the two, with bags under their eyes. Yes, please. Yeah. I nodded and looked at Mike. And you sure? I'll have a cappuccino, please. He smiled, and they sat and played with a few of the cats. I brought the two eye bags their coffees first, since it was easier to make, then returned with Mike's cappuccino and 3 cookies. Sure, the kid technically wasn't a hero, but All Might is considered a hero, so I rest my case. Thank you for your business. I smiled as I handed them their items. 150 yen, right? Eraser asked. Yes, Mr. Eraser. I nodded. Call me Aizawa, kid, he said, handing me a 200 yen bill. I'll get your change. I ran to the back of my counter to the register. Keep it. I didn't tip you yesterday. Aizawa instructed. I don't normally ask for or get tips, but it's nice, I gotta admit. The family left, and a few random people came in. Most were pleasant, till I saw one Namayasa Sukalchi. Can I get an Americano, please? He requested. Yes, sir. I began to make the drink, but instead of sitting down, the detective stood at my counter. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? He's trying to get information. All Might wants his creation back. If you wait till my customers leave, I can answer some questions. I told the plainclothes officer. I gave him his coffee, and the couple who were talking in the corner left. So, detective, what questions you got for me? I asked as we sat down. How did you know? He asked, genuinely dumbfounded. I have my ways. I like being cryptic. Okay then. I wanted to know about your parents first. Who are they? The trick with Mr. Sukalchi's quirk is half-truths. They're a man with blonde hair and a woman with green hair. That's all I really remember about them. I told him. Sukalchi racked his brain for a moment. The trick worked. Why did you leave? I got kicked out because of something I thought I couldn't control. That was the complete truth. What is your quirk? Legally, or the one I manifested due to severe emotion? Fuck messing with him. He can't take me back to All Might. Both, please. He requested. When I was 4, I got diagnosed as quirkless, but when I was 12, I developed a fire quirk. Again, it was a half-truth. Can you come with me to the station? We need to do a bit more questioning. If you pay for my lost revenue. I looked at him very seriously. We can't do that, but We can pull you out here in handcuffs. I sighed. Give me 10 minutes. I walked to the cat room and locked the door so they wouldn't break anything. I turned off my machines and ran upstairs. I got changed and grabbed my messenger bag. I walked outside with Tsukalchi on the sidewalk. I locked the door and we got in his car. Who put you up to this? I asked. No one. I raised my eyebrow. I don't need your quirk to tell that's bullshit. I snarled at him. I pulled up my phone and texted Salsa-kan. Greenie. My dad is trying to take me. Telecat. What? Greenie. Look, if I get taken, then you and the pussycats need to take care of Eri. Telecat. I'll do as best as I can. I put my phone away as we pulled up to the police station. I'm not talking in a one-way mirror. I told the detective. Okay. He walked into the building, and I followed behind. Did he think I wouldn't notice the All Might mobile in the parking lot? We walked to an interrogation room. Name, age, quirk, and occupation. An officer demanded the information. Izuku Midoriya, 16, flame, barista/cafe owner. I replied with an equal amount of coldness. Okay, this will be in record for our and your safety. The other officer stated. That was a statement, not a question. I told Tsukalchi and I'd answer questions. I monotoned. You're much snarkier than Izumi. Who the fuck is Izumi? I asked. She's your sister! I heard my mother shout. Perfect. I am being watched. I appreciate this a lot. I thanked the officer sarcastically. Why did you run away? The calmer officer asked. Like I told Tsukalchi, I didn't. The day of my 6th birthday, at about 10 a.m., my sorry little ass got thrown to the street by the #1 hero, and I quote, I don't need a worthless son. I explained for the second time. The officer shared a look of suspicion. Yeah, sure. The calm officer walked out. I sat in silence, just spinning in the chair. Then a green-haired girl entered. Hi, Izuku. She smiled at me. Who are you and what do you want? I asked her. Izuku, you know who I am. I'm your twin sister. I looked around the plain room. The only other green-haired girl I remember used to tell me I was worthless and that I should kill myself, so I doubt that you're my sister, never mind my twin. I deadpanned. Look, Only one person has the right to call me that, and she died at the hands of All Might. I almost shouted. Red flames came out of my shoulder, which I had to pat out. Me and Katsuki were really scared when you ran off. She began to cry a bit. Why did you run away? She looked at me dead in the eyes. I have told all of you the truth. Not even the guy with a truth-seeing quirk will say shit because the person you call father can do no wrong. I seethed. Dad wouldn't do that. He couldn't. Prove me wrong. Why would I leave the person I idolize for all my life? Get off your high horse. I got kicked out because I wasn't good enough to take his shitty fucking quirk. I screamed at my sister. She walked out in tears, and Tsukalchi came in and said, Can I leave? I asked the detective. We'll be in contact in relation to your living conditions and schooling. The detective led me outside. Of like how I own my shop and apartment and I already have my high school diploma? I asked, as he was about to close the door. We'll be in contact. He handed me my bag and walked inside. Asshole. I jogged home and decided not to open it for the rest of the day. I pulled up my clothes sign and ran upstairs. I put my costume in my bag and ran into an alley. I changed and hid my backpack. I sat atop a random building, waiting for something to happen. I heard shouting, and I saw a huge villain. A huge mutant was fighting Mount Lady, while its cronies fought Comedy Woods and Hawks. I set off my red flames and flew into the mutant, knocking it over. I hit it with my pink flames, then going after the cronies with my purple ones. The crowd was muttering something about a new pro or something. Are you a pro? Hawks asked. No. I began to fly, only to be chased. Come on, kid. If you're a vigilante, I need to take you in. The number 3 shouted. Oh, fuck off! I've saved twice as many people as you! I yelled back. I changed my flames to purple and flew off 3 times as fast as before. The hero didn't manage to catch up. I got away and ended up near UA. I flew towards the large dome that seemed to be full of people. I burned a hole in the roof and saw a ton of villains fighting Eraserhead. Well, they were kicking the shit out of him. I burned a hole big enough for me to fall through. I slowed my fall with my flames. I knocked all the villains away and picked up Eraserhead. A mini-boss? Nomu, kill this brat. A blue-haired guy shouted. A blue creature flew out from the mist. I ran up to the class and I shot my green flames at him while I dodged the bird. Thanks, Kitsune. Aizawa stood up and ran towards me, grabbing the bird creature next. Erase its quirk. I'll aim for the head. I instructed Eraser. You better be right. His hair began to float. I launched at the bird and turned my flames blue. I froze the creature, then began to electrocute it. It didn't do anything. I shot black flames, then purple. The creature slumped over, distinctly missing a head. I ran to Eraser, which I had hit slightly with my purple flames. I looked him over, and I flushed his body in green flames. Back away from him, you green bastard! Kachin began to crackle his flames at me. I picked Aizawa up and ran towards the students. I saw the Pro Hero 13 on the ground, very hurt. But Aizawa was still burning green. I set 13 ablaze as well. Both heroes sat without injuries, while I tried to get away before the other pros showed up. I flew towards the hole I made, before I heard a gunshot. A bullet found its way to my knee. Motherfucker! I shouted in pain. I healed my leg and burnt the rest of the bullets. I got out of the dome and flew to the police station as quick as I could. I flicked out my butter knife and stabbed my leg. I pulled out the bullet with my chopsticks to see it blinking. Fucking tracker, I murmured. I threw the bullet at Sakachi's car. I ran to the alley and changed back into my clothes. Fuck my life. This is... Why is it not turning up the next chapter? I need to know the next chapter's name. Come on, faster, faster. This, so far... Oh, there you go. Chapter 4, chatting with an old friend. Chatting with old friends. And friends is in quotation. Summary. Izumi can't seem to grasp that her dad is not the man she envisioned him as. Interesting. Oh, we get another point of view. We get Izumi's point of view. Okay, interesting. All I have to say is I am craving a coffee shop Shindeku. Like, no Vigilante Izuku, just coffee shop Shindeku where they're adults. Hitoshi can be like an underground hero, and Izuku's just a coffee shop owner who's quirkless. What do I have to do to get something like that, guys? Guys, I want something like that, please. Please. Anyway, I don't have much to say, so, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take my meds. What? No, don't take my meds. Take your meds. Okay, let's, sleep, eat, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.